Welcome to GPTV on Tuesday the 21st of February. My name is Philip Kingston.
And I'm Gary Pearce.
And here we are on the couch coming live at you from 13 Nichols Road, Ormond, which is a fabulous 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom family home that goes to auction this coming Saturday at 1:30. And I believe, Gary, it's your honours this Saturday.
It is. I'm looking forward to conducting the auction of this beautiful home. It's certainly a lovely, lovely house in a great location. And Ormond, a very popular suburb, Phil. Very
fantastic location here, Gary. Walking distance to shops, public transport, parklands. I'm almost doing the spiel for you that you're going to be doing this Saturday.
Well, if I have a big night Friday night, I know who to look up to do the auction if I can't fulfil my duties. But a big weekend coming up. And to review last weekend, we did talk last week on GPTV on Valentine's Day. Wasn't that lovely? Yeah. About the, and I noticed, by the way, you've had a haircut. You've had your ears lowered, and that's very lovely, Phil. It looks terrific there.
I thought I'd like to think that I go to a whole lot of trouble for GPTV.
It's good, and it's good that you give the apprentice hairdressers a go as well, because clearly that's what you've done. So that's terrific as well. Let's talk a bit about the weekend that was and the weekend upcoming, and review the auction of the week of last weekend, because we did talk about Name the Price, and somebody was going to win that. And 4-1 Hotham Grove in Ripponlea, or Elstonwick I think, was the featured auction last weekend, and it sold very well. The order did a great job there. The reserve that was given to us on the day was $282,000, and it sold for $312,000, and the winner of Name the Price, drum roll please, was a Nut Mond. So she got closest to the pin there, guessed 325, pretty good guess, and won the prize, which is a gold class double pass and also some snacking in the cinema. But the weekend overall probably wasn't what we hoped it would be, Philip.
I think across Melbourne we all experienced that. There was a 59% clearance across Melbourne auctions for the weekend, and it was tough going out there. Having said that, it always starts a little bit slowly in February. I think people are a little bit tentative, want to see a bit of a pattern to the auction system, and certainly it was a weekend that we expected. Having said that, we've got a lot of work to do over the next week to 10 days cleaning up the properties that we did pass in. Having said that, it's interesting. We had some really well attended auctions, and some really did go tremendously well. I auctioned a property on Sunday morning at 10:30 in Caulfield North. Lovely little single fronted house, and that's a house that you would expect that always would do well. We were thinking that that would sell somewhere in the early to mid $800,000 range. Vendor had slightly higher expectation. We had a crowd of about 100 people with 3 really solid bidders. So right from the start, the bidders came out of the blocks, and it did go on the market. We ended up selling it for $890,000, which I think is a very good, solid price. But across the board, I think across Melbourne, auctioneers and agents were struggling to get people to pull their hands out of their pockets. But generally the theme is, as the weeks go into late February, early March, people do tend to get a little bit more used to having to perform.
Yes, people were a bit tentative on the first weekend, or our first big weekend, but interestingly there were a lot of bidders. Even if those properties didn't sell, there were buyers there. So buyers are out there, they're staking their claim, putting their hands up, and I think we will see a few of those sell during the week. A massive weekend coming up this weekend, over 20 auctions. We're going to review some of those and feature some of those as well, which we're looking forward to doing.
Let's talk about this weekend, a big weekend in Melbourne real estate. Right across Melbourne, it's going to be one of the bigger auction weekends for the year, and that's last weekend in February. This weekend we've got a lot of auctions. We've got in excess of 20 auctions, which is a pretty solid weekend for us. A couple to talk about, that I'm going to talk about. Jeremy Rosens is doing a 2-bedroom apartment auction in Hewington Road, and I urge all of the investors to get out there this weekend and start looking for a 1 or a 2-bedroom apartment, because I think this will be the year for the investor. I'm doing an auction on Saturday, Gary, at number 35 Ebden Street in Brighton, which is a double-fronted period home. We're expecting a good result there.
Had good interest in that one. Great looking house.
It is a good looking house.
While you're doing Ebden Street, there's going to be another good auction on in Murray Street in Caulfield, and Leor Samuel's going to be doing that one on Saturday at 1:30. Also on Sunday...
That's 5 at 118 Murray Street, I believe.
Thank you very much, it is. We've got another one in Murray Street also on Saturday that I'm going to be doing a home in the other side of Murray Street, the Elstonwick side, and that one's in the morning. Looking forward to that. On Sunday, a couple of very interesting properties going to auction as well. One in Inkerman Road in the morning, which you're going to be doing.
I am.
There's another one going to be at the end of the day, which you're going to be doing at 31 Lansdowne Road. That's at 3:30. There's been a lot of interest was shown in that house. We're going to be really interested to see what happens there, because that had the big numbers that we talked about a few weeks ago on
We might get the
GPTV.
cameras out to auction too.
Why not? I think we should. The other one on Sunday that I'm doing at 1:30, which I'm very much looking forward to, is a beautiful period-style apartment in Hopetoun Street in Elsternwick, which is a great address, and we always love selling in Elsternwick and have done some great work there and had some great results. So we're looking forward to that as well.
Well, it's going to be a big week in Melbourne real estate and a huge weekend this weekend. Thanks very much for watching again. My name is Philip Kingston.
I'm Gary Peer.
Have a great week.
See you next week.